Hello, my name is Kaylin, and another month has passed, so it is time for another to be crocheted. My cat is here, and he's probably just going to be wandering around while I record. It has been a very long month. Finals were terrible, but it's done now. I'm on summer break, so I just have all this time to crochet. I've really only been on break for like 2 days, and I've been using that time to crochet quite a bit. Yeah, let's just get started. The first thing that I would like to show is my blue summer blanket. I said I was hoping to finish it by either when I got on summer break or just when May was, but by the time May was over. It is May 31st as I'm recording this, and it's done! This is the border. And the border is so cool, so I finished it. I kind of didn't know what to do, but like I kept wanting to work on it, even if, you know, my rule was like, oh, I'm only gonna work on it when it's warm or whatever. I didn't care because I was almost done. I was like, I just want to get done with. I believe I was here last video, I'm not sure. I crocheted the last rows, and then I had to go back to the pattern, which I had not looked at in probably a year, because this took me about a year and 2 months to finish. This is the second thing that I've crocheted that I've ever finished. This blue color, as you can tell, is kind of the main color throughout the blanket, so single crochet around the whole blanket with that. You do 3 single crochets in each corner if I read the pattern right. That's what I did. The corners have like holes, but whatever, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You half double with this dark teal color all the way around, and then I had to take a break for a little bit because I did not have enough of this linen color, and I was like, we need to go get more really fast because I really want to finish this. So we did, and then I finished it like literally a day later. You alternate a double crochet and this double crochet cluster stitch that is like the whole blanket, except for the blanket you do a half double crochet. You start a row with a double crochet, and then you do half double and then the cluster stitch, and just alternate that till the end. And this was different because instead of doing a half double, you do a double, and it was confusing for a little bit. I was really having to like watch and make sure I was, you know, not doing a half double. And then when I was working on my other blankets, which also used this stitch, I was worried I was gonna do a double crochet. It's done, and I am so happy. It looks so good. I was worried it wasn't going to be long enough. It's like up to here. It's like a pretty good blanket length, and it's for summer, like if you're like, I don't know, outside. It's like a little windy, so I think, I don't know, I'm just really proud of it and happy, and it's done after like a year pretty much, so I'm just so stoked and I love it. Another thing I finished, so I said in my last video, right, remember, the bane of my existence, this was the second thing I've ever crocheted. I have another single crochet blanket, which I don't know if I'll ever finish that, maybe. This one, I just don't like the yarn, I don't like the stitch, it's single crochet, and I don't like it, and it's gonna take me forever to finish because it's a surprise on blanket. And I said that I could finish this because my mom was like, oh, if you just finish this row and then you're done, then like the cat can use it. That's like what I was gonna do, but I didn't want this to be the first thing I finished this year, so once I finish this, once I finish this, I immediately finished this. So this is also done. You might see some dust floating around, some cat hair, because the cat does like it, so that's good. At least it's getting some use. I don't have it with me, but I have a bunch of scrap yarn for like the rows that I crochet that isn't enough to do a full row. I also keep some other like works in progress over there. And it was just a big mess because there was like too much yarn. And I knew I had a couple scrap yarns that were the same color. So like I had like 2 things of this 1989 blue. So last time I tried to tie 2 yarn ends together, it was in this blanket, and then it came undone in the middle of the blanket. Like after I already was past that. But I found a different way to tie them. It seems pretty secure. So I think that's okay, and so I did that. It's much more manageable over there, and I can probably also now crochet a full row with those. But anyway, moving on, we have my second US leg blanket from the Eras tour, and like I said, filming this May 31st. You might remember the big news that came yesterday that Taylor now owns all her masters, and I just wanted to say that because that's so sick, and I'm so happy for her, knowing how much that like means to her. That's so amazing. I'm stoked for her. Now, you know, we can listen to stolen versions. They're not stolen versions anymore. We can listen to original versions now. The first thing I did, I listened to You Are in Love original, and of course Better Than Revenge original, and Last Kiss. And then I added all the stolen albums. I keep wanting to call them stolen. I added all the original albums to my playlist, and now my playlist is at 37 hours. It added an extra 5 hours on. Anyway, talking about crochet, which is what the video is about. I think I was here. Yeah, because I finished this night. This was Toronto night 5. So this much, I didn't even know I did this. I don't know when this happened. I know I crocheted these recently. I don't have any memory of these rows. So you have Sparks Fly and Message in a Bottle, and then I think it was You're Losing Me and How Did It End. Yeah. That sounds right. Then I had a divider row, and then now today actually, because I wanted to have it done before I filmed, I finished this one. So Vancouver night 1 is done. So Haunted, Wonderland, Never Grow Up, and The Best Day. If I counted correctly, that is 17 rows. Wow, that's a lot. I don't remember doing that. My wrists have been hurting a little bit. I've been crocheting like a little, kind of like crazy, like I said. Uh-oh. Yikes. But like, that's kind of sad because like, this is almost over. I have, what is it? I have 2 more nights of Vancouver, and then I have to do the border. Actually, I did weave in some ends. I did weave in ends this month, and you can't tell because I was just crocheting like crazy. So there are these ends, but I did weave in ends this month on this blanket, on the US blanket. I don't weave in ends on this because I messed it up and they're too short. But I weaved in literally all the ends on this blanket because I had to do that to do the border. And I had not weaved in a single end on this, so I literally did all of that in like a night. But that is that. I believe I left off at this divider because I think the next one I had to do was Karma music video. If that's true, I would go back and check, but I don't want to. That's what I've crocheted this month, which is just crazy. This one I really want to show you because I think this looks so good. It doesn't even fit in frame. It's getting so long. I'm on Chicago night 3, which is actually the night that my friend went to. I'm about more than halfway done. If you just look at the list of cities, I think I'm more than halfway done, but I don't know how many shows there are. So that's a bit too much math for me. So I crocheted this sparkly row and these 2. Whenever I do like a sparkly announcement row, I weave in the ends. So that was all of these because I finished the night 2. So it was from Teardrops on My Guitar to Getaway Car. And this one, there are ends on both sides because it's 1 row per song. I did weave in ends. I just crocheted more, so now there's more ends to weave in. So then I did Karma music video, Getaway Car, Maroon, Holy Ground, False God, Clean, and Welcome to New York. This was all in the span of like 2 days. Like I just did this yesterday. Sometimes when I can't decide like which one to crochet or what I want to, like I know I want to crochet, but I can't decide which one. I have a little like wheel app, not an app, I have a little wheel though. And I put all the colors on there, so there's like green, there's like green, yellow, purple, all the colors for all the different albums. And then I also put a 1 and a 2. So this is 1, the other one is 2 because this is the first US leg, that's the second US leg. Like if it was to land on that, then I would just work on that one, whatever it is. This one I landed on dark blue, and it was like 5 rows to this and 7 rows on that, so I did the lesser one. So I did the divider, I Wish You Would, the lakes, You All Over Me, I Don't Want to Live Forever, and Hits Different, all in like literally 2 days. And now my wrist kind of hurt a little bit. I believe, if I counted right, that this is 13 rows, and I just think that's funny because obviously Taylor's number is 13, but that's also the amount I crocheted last month, so what? That is her. She's very pretty, and she's getting long. So I think, I was a little worried it was going to be too short, but I think it's going to be a good length. And then here, I filmed it and I like didn't know which way it was going to face, so I can Yeah, because it looks flipped while I'm filming it, but I remember when I was editing, it wasn't flipped, and then I just looked crazy. So, this was my bag that I was crocheting. It is my bag, but I was like, what, like here or something? I was not far along at all. I finished one side. It's so pretty. As I said, I've never done tapestry crochet before. I've never held a color along with another color. It was all sorts of new for me. It looks so good. This is like, especially because I've never done this before, I think it looks so good. You can even tell how I improved because it's like down here, first of all, it's way looser. Like if I fold it, I hope that's not going to be a problem when I actually make the bag, because you just sew the two sides together. So hope that won't be an issue. Down here you can like see the color through way more, I think. And again, it's looser. Here I got much better at controlling the color, and it's much tighter. This is also my first time working with cotton yarn. It's very hard to cut. I was trying to cut the ends and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta saw through this thing. When I weaved in the ends, I only went for how long it is in that color because I didn't want it to go through. And that's something I've learned when I do the other side. You're meant to, like, when you add this color, you're just meant to carry it along. But it kind of just ended in the middle and it like looked awkward. Like ended in the middle of the white. So I think that's something I've learned when I do the next side. Because I just have to do this whole thing again. Is that I'm gonna like stop after I get past that color. I'm so ridiculously proud of it. I think it looks so good. It really is a pain to add yarn into this thing, to add like a different color. So I was a little worried that I wouldn't have enough from, because I think the pattern said they used 180 grams of each color, and the skeins I have are 100 grams each. And I was like, well, there's also the straps involved in that. So, but I was just a little worried that it wasn't going to be enough. So when I went to go get the yarn to finish the border on this one, I just got 2 more skeins of that yarn, which I was probably going to need anyway, and I'll probably just go from that. I'm just so like ridiculously proud of it. I think it looks so good. For like Mother's Day, I was like hanging out with my family, and I showed this to my cousin. Like it was not as far along, and they were like, oh my god, I would love one of those. And so I was like, okay, we'll talk in a little bit, because like I want to get further in this. So when I was getting the yarn, I was like, you want me to, I was like messaging them, I was like, you want me to make you a bag, right? And she's like, yes, oh my god. And I was like, okay, what colors do you want? I was like in the yarn store, and like we were a little bit, so we kind of had to leave. And so I was just like waiting, hoping they would reply. They did not in time. So we checked out, we left, and then in the car, they're like, I don't know, they finally replied. So I did not get the yarn for them yet. They said that they wanted like hot pink is like the white, and it's like a lighter pink. They sent me a picture they found on Pinterest with like the same bag kind of design. And there's a third color in the straps. That was a little too much. I was just gonna take that upon myself, you know. Hopefully that she'll just be grateful that she is getting anything at all. But yeah, I was just gonna take that upon myself to go pick out a color that I think would fit. But I do have a little more time to think about that now. So I do still have to go look, because the pinks in this are kind of limited. There's not many color choices of the cotton yarn that I get. I will figure that out when I get yarn next time. Also, I keep showing my mom this, and she's like, oh, you should make your grandma one. And I'm like, okay, like it's not that like I don't want to, but it's just like I was talking about how my cousin wanted me to make her one. She's like, well, what about the one for your grandma? And I was like, what? Because she mentioned it like once. So I guess I'm making that now. There's so much dust flying around. I felt this was a bit like didn't really fit her. So I was looking on Pinterest, and I've seen this pattern before. It's like a tulip bag, where it's like rows of like tan or something, and then like the way you crochet it, it looks like a row of tulips, and you do that a couple times. I've seen that before, and I thought that looked cool. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I think I've seen it on YouTube, so I can probably find a pattern there. I'm probably not gonna be getting yarn for a while because we just went, so I do have some time to think about that. I should get started on the other side of this. I just like getting started is so much work. you know, like actually doing it isn't too hard, but it's like the first cut, like for, you know, you gotta chain and you have to really focus on chaining and count, and I just, so much work. It's just so much work in my head to get started, so I've just been putting it off. The first couple, you actually like do have to count, and I don't like counting. I just like to do like relative location. Like if I'm doing here, I'd be like, okay, so just like one less than the one before, you know, like I just, that's so much work. I'll probably start that soon. I'll definitely have time to do it because I'm not doing anything. Yeah, just a quick little update of what I will be crocheting this month. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can like and subscribe and leave a comment. I feel so weird every time I say that, but you can if you would like. And I will see you next time.